I'm so used to having the disc change thing
For it?
digitally. Like, you go into the menu and it says change discs. I've never actually had to swap out.
Hey, how did we end up on this boat?
How did we end up on this boat?
Weren't we making out?
Yeah. I liked all this
It must have been some kiss.
transition.
You're making out all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's the next day we're on a boat.
Man, it was that life-changing that we, like, passed out.
Barbiturates.
Via making out. Whoa.
Wow.
That was fast.
That is one nasty-looking boarding ramp.
It's a claw.
The claw. The claw decides who will go and who will stay.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
I have been chosen, my friends. I move on to a better place.
Wait, backpedal there.
Princess Emile's not here.
Fernie, the Water City. This port is the front door. The Mille Seseau.
Mille Seseau.
What?
Why Lloyd revealed his destination. It's because he wants you there. You're part of his plan. You're pawns on his chessboard. He's manipulating you.
You're being dramatic as hell. Good for you.
Nice.
It's what I do.
It's not what Allison Court does now.
Who I am.
In case any of you... Well, because this will probably be up before...
It'll probably
It'll be up before the game comes out.
It's flooded.
Yeah, you need a boat to get to the shores of this place. I just thought there was the boat there.
They announced Resident Evil Revelations 2, starring Claire Redfield.
But not starring
But
Claire
not,
Redfield.
but not really starring Claire Redfield, because for the first time ever, Allison Court, the voice actress that played Claire in every single thing she'd ever been in, is not playing Claire. I am upset. And actually, I was reading that petition, somebody was like, you know, I'm done with the series, 6 is the last one I'll play. I mean, I find that kind of loyalty touching.
In one way.
No, I'm not really disturbed by it at all. I mean, 6 almost killed my want to play any more of it myself. Because if this is the direction they were heading.
Yeah.
Especially, well, I remember you, when you got the inkling that Jake might be the focus, you were like, I don't know if I want to play any more of these. If he's going to be the main character, they seem to have forgotten all about Jake.
Thank goodness.
Well, it's
Because nobody liked Jake.
No.
He's a flawed
Except for
character.
Except for Sherry. And I like how Barry's daughter is now Claire's best friend. What happened to Sherry?
She went off with Jake.
And Leon, apparently.
Claire's coming back for me, right?
Did that guy just try to axe him?
No, I think he's like warming up to go kill the wolf.
He got really close.
Yep.
Why is Dart like tapping his toe?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You are already disturbed, sir. He's being really reckless with that. Remember, Matt, Claire's coming back, right?
Claire will come back, right?
Where was that at the end of? Was
It's-
that 2?
No, in the end of 3, every time you beat the game on normal mode, you get an epilogue for a different character, and one of them is Sherry.
It's in 3?
Yeah.
Because it's related to 2 tangentially.
And yeah, Sherry has one where she's like, Claire's gonna come back for me, right? And at the time, she didn't, so it was only during the files of 6 where they retconned to be like, oh yeah,
She
Claire
visited her all the time.
Claire always hung out with Sherry. We just didn't see it.
I think that started with probably Operation Raccoon City. Because you see both of them like walk off and like... Well, that's the weird thing. At the end of 2, you see her on like the motorcycle and everything, and you
With
get the impression
Sherry.
that she raised Sherry or something.
And
then they screwed it up in 3, and then they fixed it later again. Now everything's screwed up.
And it's vaguely implied during the epilogue that the only reason Leon joined the U.S. government as an agent is because they threatened to like do something to Sherry.
What, in 3?
Yeah, like
Not because he wanted to.
yeah. Leon's epilogue is vaguely going about, I don't know what we're gonna do with Sherry, and he's like, you leave her alone, and he's like, well, maybe if you come work with us.
So that's why 4 is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
At least it was at the time.
Yeah, I find it funny that half of those epilogues from 3 are now like non-canonical because they've retconned them. The fishy people? What?
Fine, no.
The Queen Fury. You are the 7 stars that rose from the east.
And slayed the dragon and killed the bandit that threatened the village of the people of the wait, I've lost my prepositions. So many prepositions. The license. Acquired license for the boat.
I can drive a boat!
No, we rented the boat. We have a license to rent the boat.
I'll buy it for a good price.
No.
Just walk away, Dart. Just
Walk away, Dart. Ah, there we go.
Das Boot.
Love that movie.
It's been a while.
Were you in my film class?
No,
You were in
but I
that
was
film class?
the semester after you.
It was good. I have it on Blu-ray. I saw it on TV the other day, and it had the English dub. I'm like,
Das not gut.
very not.
To the item shop. Hooray! Talk in the item shop.
No, don't buy anything, Dart. You should sell stuff.
Healing fog completely recovers HP.
Ooh.
For one person. That's impressive.
Depetrify.
You should sell all your old potions and just buy a bunch of those. No, not that they'll sell for much.
Let's see.
No, you have one.
Yeah, I picked one up and you can
Sell
sell this
those.
and not use
I was
it.
gonna sell those stupid balls that don't do anything.
Recovery ball.
Yeah, that was worthless. We tried that once.
Because it's completely freaking random. Okay, so I have a Sun Rhapsody. I have 2 Sun Rhapsodies and a Moon Serenade. And
What are
another
those?
Sun Rhapsody and Moon Serenade. Completely recovers MP for 1 for all.
What's the skull and crossbones?
Panic those.
Confuses minor enemies, do you?
Those are only useful because later on, when you hit that like one uber special bird on the ship later,
Oh.
you can use them.
Wish you had a
I
box.
only have 3 Angel's Prayers.
You need more. You need 7, 1 for each party member.
I can sell one of these. I usually don't do that much MP healing.
You've got 24 out of 32, so
Yeah,
you've got
It's not bad.
5, 6,
I need
7,
like
8.
I usually carry like 4 or 5 or 6 of these, so let's go 6 and like
1
2 depetrifier just in case, and I'll buy one of these.
You only have room for 2 new items.
Yep, because I'll start using my regular health potions now. To the left, there is nothing to the left.
I think you can get off the
Yeah.
boat.
Alrighty, it's time for awesome boat steering. No.
Don't buy! Don't buy!
No buy.
Do not buy. Don't do it.
You know one buy. You know one item. No item.
I'm sure she'll come back. She won't forget about me. Ellipses. Now that I mentioned, Aaron's looking at the RE3 epilogues to see how many of them are still canonical.
You buy. You buy. Weapons.
So many weapons. We need good weapons. Upgrade our weaponry.
Yeah, this is definitely not.
Oh yeah, Ada, the fact that she's like gonna change her identity.
And be different, maybe. She's not.
Yeah,
She's still, on her occupation, she writes cocktease. Just for Leon, though. And that's pretty much her entire function in 6.
yeah, pretty much. Her thing in 6 annoyed me because it was advertised as, oh, she's gonna one who's gonna figure everything out. Like, I figured everything out halfway through Leon's campaign, and then you spend the rest of the game being idiots and not figuring it out. Of course, to be fair, I figured out the big twist, quote unquote, like during the trailers they showed. I was gonna say spoilers for RE6, but it occurs to me that at least by the time this
seemed unnecessary.
Oh, yeah. Hunk's epilogue.
Nobody cares about. People like Hunk, but not because he has a character.
They set it up like they were going to do something with him, and then they just dropped him. Because at the beginning, I'm still convinced when Resident Evil Revelations first started, it was going to be about Hunk and resolving his character. And then, like, halfway through, they completely changed the plot of that game, and it became about random terrorist in a gas mask. I don't know what they did.
Hunk being the villain?
Yeah, like Hunk was going to be the villain. And he had some weird plot where this is all my speculation. There was some weird plot where he, like, made himself look like Chris Redfield. Because if you look at the early trailers of that game, there's this scene where Jill and Chris are, like, arguing with each other and talking, and Chris is talking about how he's gonna get away with it. And so it's like they're antagonists. And so I think there was gonna be a plot where, like, Chris Redfield got captured and experimented on and, like, got cloned or something. And Hunk was involved. And then they just, like, completely threw that out the window for
Rachel and random terrorists.
Yeah, the whole terrorist... That game had a weird story. It turned into, like, the origins of the BSAA. We'll get to it eventually. I don't want to give too much away. But...
Do you want to listen to a story, or do you want to hear
who is it?
the mayor of the city?
Just listen
sure.
to their story. Little story about a man named Jed.
Poor mountaineer
Jeremiah
kept his
was a
family
bullfrog.
fed.
He was a very good friend of mine.
And one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea.
One fine day with a wolf and a purr, a baby was born that caused a little stir.
Killed him a bar when
Big
he
enough
was
guy,
only 3.
frog, just a P-line, K-line, little cat dog.
Cat down.
Wow, wow.
Cat down.
Wow, wow. Alone in the world was a little cat dog. I used to watch this show. The show. I watched that a lot, and I watched Angry Beavers a lot for a while.
She
Tio.
still is, Lou.
I was gonna say, is that one of them there? How little are we talking? Like babies? It's these Japanese games. It is so hard to tell people's ages.
Yeah.
Because certain people.
I was gonna say, like, women who are like 14 can look like they're like 25. Like if you watch Sailor Moon, especially the new one, they're like super tall and leggy, but they're supposed to be like 14.
Yeah, that doesn't work. They're all very early bloomers, apparently. Very early.
That's what I said. I remember asking this to my mom one day, just sort of, you know, offhand. I don't remember what the context was, but I've asked other people this question. I said, which would you, if you found somebody that was actually our age that looked like they were 14, which one would be more disturbing? That or someone who looked like they were 25 but were actually 14? Which one would be more? Which one would be more wrong? I guess if someone who was actually of age but looked like they were 14 and you were interested, or if someone looked like they were 25 and they were actually 14.
It's a catch-22.
I feel like the one. Strangely, this is just my perspective. I think the one that looks like they're 14 would be more disturbing, because you could never get past the fact that they looked like they were small.
Whereas the other one would
at least
grow
looks like,
and eventually they would grow into it.
Yes. So I would much rather there be like a 16-year-old girl who looked like she could be 25 versus, you know, you'll also see that in some anime too, women that are like 30 but they look like they could be like 12. Versus, like, Shayna's supposed to be what?
18, 19.
Yeah. Well, Rose is older than Dirt. Yeah. So.
Yet looks like she's
25. But is that disturbing?
You know.
In a certain dimension, I guess it could be in a certain way. But.
My sci-fi.
Because in sci-fi, women can be thousands of years old and look the same.
I mean, yeah, it's about species timelines, like just different species age at different rates.
But I mean, we can only see it from a human perspective.
Right. Whoa, did they go to bed together?
Is that Dart?
Yeah, no, Shayna and the little girl.
Oh, because Shayna's like mom to everybody.
Oh, here we go.
The little girl. Sounds like the one my daughter used to sing, which could be Dart's mother.
Home of Haschel, 27 years ago. And he looks exactly the same.
Well, I don't know how old he's
wearing the
supposed
same
to be.
clothes.
You didn't change all this time? Claire Redfield.
I vow not to change out of this clothing until I find my daughter.
And I feature baby, and I may name him after a parlor game of some sort. This is my son Billiards.
My son Billiards and my other son Darts.
Yeah. This is Billiard, and this is Dart. My long-lost brother Billiard. No.
What has happened to Billiard?
That should be Legend of Dragoon too.
I learned it from Dart.
Oh what? So so this pretty much for me this like.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Said that his late mother sang it to him, and then what? What did he say?
His late mother sang him that lullaby.
And Haschel's daughter made up that tune, saying, "I'm gonna sing that to my kids." one
Okay,
day."
so it's now we have confirmation.
And
I'm gonna get some air.
named Claire. Ah!
His late mother. No, what would be even worse if they were actually not related in any way at all.
So, like, yeah, Claire met another woman named Claire. They bonded. She taught her the lullaby, and she just sang it to Dart because it was a good lullaby.
What was your mother's name?
Claire Redfield.
What are you doing all sneaky?
What was your mother's name? Allison Court. Now it's just creepy.
Hmm.
Many things have changed. That's poor grammar. You and I too. That is poor grammar. I see. I know what you did.
The moon that never sets.
Why is it like rippling, like it's covered with water? The moon. Like if you look at it, it looks like it's wavy.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
like giving off energy, kind of a wavy thing.
Whoa.
What the fuck? Did she lose her stone now? What the hell happened?
Wow, did everybody hear?
You know who would have been more useful in this
Probably.
situation? Probably.
We didn't say it last time.
You know who we all miss?
Hi, Miss Lavitz.
Albert just ran out there like, what happened? Lavitz would have been
Lavitz
like,
would've
get
been
her
like,
here.
"Let's go."
Medical attention. Now.
Call an ambulance.
In like,
Did she just say you can stay here forever if you want?
Yeah.
oh, she's awake now. Okay, never mind.
We're okay, everybody up.
We have to find Lloyd.
We do have to find Lloyd.
Yoid. If you're speaking Spanish, it would be Yoid. We have to find Yoid. As everyone disappears inside of me. Back to my walnut boat.
Quick, everyone hide inside me. Very useful for stealth missions.
To send people always walk single file to hide their numbers.
By single file, we mean inside one guy. Everyone hide inside of me.
Thank you, Legend of the Dragoon. Thank you very much.
I think that should be a meme now. We should make that happen.
Quick hide
What the
inside.
fuck?
I don't even know.
Was that just...
I don't even know what that just was. It was like a slide.
You should ask them. Dude, what's with your
Why do you have a
thing?
slide in your house?
Sir, can you open your door, please?
Sir.
Can you
I'm
open
gonna
your
need
door
to
made of
open it.
sticks?
It's not like we have swords, sir.
Yeah.
We can't open this.